Righty-ho, in this video I'm going to go over all the basic open chords, so major and minor. Okay, so let's just show you on screen. Right, these are the major ones that you need to master. So the easiest one to begin with is an A major. Now this isn't like tab music, it's not upside down. This here that I've got my cursor on is the thick string, and this one at the bottom is the thin string. And these are the frets running vertical. So you can see your first finger here is on the 4th string up, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's on the 2nd fret across. So I'm just going to show you that if you're new to reading these symbols. So see there, I'm on the 4th string up, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 2nd fret. Okay, now the next finger, if you can see the 2nd finger is just below it on the 3rd string, and this 3rd finger is just below that on the 2nd string. So you can see this nice row of fingers on the 2nd fret should look like that. So starting on the 4th string and a nice row of fingers there. Now if you notice, I am using the tips of my fingers. If a lot of beginners do this and they have the fingers quite flat, and what happens is it cuts off the notes in between. So I just use the tips of my fingers like that. See there? So I'm going like this on the string, like at a 90-degree angle, so there. And what you do is, the root of this chord is on the 5th string, so from the 5th string I want you to pick down the notes. See, I was cutting it off there with my finger still, so I'm going to adjust that now, so I need to hook it even more. So when you can hear each note clear, that means that when you're going to strum it, it's going to sound nice and full. Now if some of them sound a bit like this, so it sounds kind of a bit empty if some of them are muted. So you've got to make sure the pressure's on, you've got them right hooked round, and you can hear each note and then strum it. Now if you notice on this A chord, it's got an X on the top, which means you don't strum this 6th string. And that's a problem with a lot of guitarists when they're learning. If you notice all these chords, most of them, the A, the D, the C and the F, you don't strum that 6th string, and it sounds kind of like a drone if you don't. So if I just strummed everything, you can hear this note doesn't belong to them chords. So there are things to do to stop that. So once you've mastered a nice clean chord, I would say only do this next step once you've learnt all the chords and you feel confident with it, because the moment you start using your thumb, it wrecks everything you've done down here. So I'd say don't use your thumb yet, but once you've mastered it, you want to get this thumb to just touch that top string. See that? Because you want freedom strumming. You don't see Pete Townsend doing his big windmills and specifically hitting the 5th string. It's just not practical. You want to be able to strum them all. But listen to the 6th string, it's a click. And you don't hear that click over the sound of the strings ringing out. So once you've mastered this and you feel confident your fingers are all out the way and you can hear each note, then try and get your thumb here. It is going to alter what you've done there, so you just got to jiggle it about a bit. So that will give you freedom to get a nice clean sound. Okay, so the next chord we're going to learn is a D major. So you can see your first finger here is on the 3rd string up, 2nd fret, and your 2nd finger's at the bottom on the 2nd fret. So I'll show you that. This is a bit tricky at first for beginners. So there, 3 strings up, 1, 2, 3, and then this one at the bottom there. See there on the 1st string, and this 3rd finger goes in the middle of them two fingers on the 3rd fret across. So there, I'm going to show you that again on screen. You can see first one here, 2nd at the bottom, 3rd is on the next fret across but on the 2nd string, and you can see you strum it from the 4th string. Now you're going to use your thumb eventually to mute the top one, and it's very hard for you to mute the top two strings there. So when I'm strumming, I put most of my concentration on these strings, the 4 strings, but it doesn't matter if you catch that 5th one, it doesn't sound too bad. So I don't expect you to get your thumb round on them 2. That's just not practical. So as long as you're muting the top one, it doesn't sound too bad. It's not like doing an F with the open 6th string. So D, you want to mute that top string. Okay, so the next chord along we're going to learn is an E major. So your first finger's on the 3rd string up on the 1st fret, if you can see that. And your second finger is on the 5th string up on the 2nd fret. And your 3rd finger is just below that. So I'm going to talk you through that now. So see, 3 strings up on the 1st fret, 1, 2, 3. This one up here on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and the 3rd one below it. Now this 3rd one might touch this 3rd string below, and you might hear this, but you've got to hook your fingers round so you can hear each note. Once you can hear every note, when you strum it, it's going to sound full and thick, the sound, which is what you want. And there's no X's there, you can just strum them all. Right, okay, so this is the G chord. So 1st finger on the 5th string up, 2nd fret. 2nd finger up here on the 6th string, so I'm going to show you that. So here, that's on the 5th string, 2nd fret. This one up here. Now, if you're new to guitar, this will be a bit of a stretch. You put your 3rd finger right down at the bottom there on the 1st string, so here. You can see if you hold your hands like that, your fingers virtually in that area anyway. So, and this one you can pick each one, every string. Okay, so that gives you a nice full G chord. So C and F are the next ones. These are a bit trickier. So your 1st finger on the 2nd string up, 1st fret, and then you got to skip a string to the 4th string with that 2nd finger, and that's on the 2nd fret. And on the 3rd fret, 5th string up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, use your 3rd finger, and there's an X on the top. So that looks like this, there, and you strum from the 5th, well, pick from the 5th. Now this one, if your hand's flat, can sound like that, which is awful. So you got to hook them fingers round. It's good to bring your wrist underneath if you're struggling, and if your guitar's flat because you're trying to just stare at your guitar, then you're not going to be able to bring your hand under very much. So your guitar's got to be upright like that, really vertical, and then look, you can get your hand under easy. If I move my guitar like this, I'm going back to that position. So to get your hand under, you need this guitar upright. So there. And once you're comfortable with that, see my thumb's just poking about there at the top. Get it to touch the string and not pressing on a note, just touching. Get that mutey sound, and look. Nice full C sounding chord. Okay, so let's go to the F chord. This is a bit of a trouble for a lot of people. So if you're new to this, just focus on the chords that I've just shown you, and maybe in a couple of weeks time attempt this. I know a lot of people will be up to this stage anyway. So your 1st finger's in the same point as where the C was, so that's on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Then your next finger is on the 3rd string up on the 2nd fret, and your 3rd and 4th finger are on the 3rd fret but on the 4th and 5th string. So it starts off like this, and put that finger there and put these 2 up here, not that way round. Your little finger should be below this 3rd finger. So strumming, picking from the 5th string, having it nice and clear. So remember, your guitar upright gives you a chance for your fingers to come round, and you can put that thumb on the top there to just touch the string. A nice full sounding F. Now if I didn't have my thumb there, you have this droning E note over an F, which is quite a big clash. And after a while, if you're a beginner doing that, your ear's just attuned to it being right. So that's not what you want to do. You want to, even if you can't achieve it, you want to know that it's not right. So eventually, you can put your thumb there, and you can mute that string. Okay, so looking at the minor ones now. Here's the A minor. We're going to go through these a bit quicker. So first finger on the second string, first fret. And your second and third finger on the middle strings on the second fret. And there's an X on the top. So then two there. So first finger there, then two there. Strumming, picking from the fifth. Keep saying strumming. So strum it down. That's what you're going to do when you get these chords. Just pick through it and then strum it. You can hear a full sound. If you go like this, oh, what's happening there? Right, that finger's touching that. So remember, use your tips of your finger, guitar upright. Something I keep saying to a lot of people. So it is easy for your guitar to slip, and then hook your finger around. Okay, that's an A minor chord. D minor. So these are the equivalent to the majors, and if you notice, they do sound a bit more miserable, but linked in with the majors, they do sound great. So your first finger on the first fret, first string, and then your second finger on the third string, next fret along, and your third finger on the second string. So that looks like this. So first finger there, this one on the third string, this one on the second string, all frets apart. Picking from the fourth string, strum it. Okay, D minor. Good exercise to just practice all these minors and major chords. So when you come across songs, you know how to do them. So an E minor, you can use your first and second finger here. Here I've got the second and third. It doesn't matter what fingers you use. So your second finger is at the fifth string up there, and the third finger just below it. So there, and pick through them. So that's compared to the E major there. That's the difference. Never saw it as a star. Yeah. Anyway, couldn't help myself. Right, the last minor chord. This isn't the most ideal way to play a B minor. Ideally, you want to do this. But if you're new to it and you're doing open chords, this is quite hard, putting a bar on. So this is a bit of a cheat open chord way of playing a B minor. You will come across all these songs when you start to, these chords, sorry, when you start to put together all the songs you love. So your first finger on the fifth string. Then your second finger skips a string to the third string, and then your third finger skips a string there. So you can see they skip a string each time. I'll show you what that looks like there. There, there, and there. See there? And I'm muting the top string. Sometimes I might use this first finger to touch that string. And B minor. Okay, so I'm going to do another video which addresses some strumming patterns. So that's how you link all these chords together. Choose a song, get the chords, link it together with a strumming pattern. I hope that helps. If you can just keep practicing through these chords, maybe it'll take you like 10 minutes a day of practicing them, and then when you come across the songs you love, then you'll know the chords that go with them. Alright, hope that helps. Thank you.